Use HDR techniques to increase the dynamic range of an image in Lightroom Classic. Welcome to the Visual Center. I'm Trent. In this post-production tips video, I'm going to continue to share with you some real estate images I took for a friend of mine. And again, let me state I'm not a real estate photographer, but you might be interested in some of these techniques I'm using. Specifically in this video, I'm going to show you how I merge my images to increase the dynamic range for the final image. Let me show you. All right, here we are in Lightroom Classic, and I'm in the Develop module. As you can see here with these images I captured, I have a normal exposure, an underexposed image, and an overexposed image for all three images. It's making a total of 9 exposures or 9 images. Now this technique is called bracketing. We'll be sharing with you some bracketing techniques in a future video, so be sure to subscribe so you won't miss it. All right, let's go back to this first set of images. Now this is a pretty good exposure, but you can see here in the window that it's overexposed, and also some of the detail here in the desk and the shadows is being lost. Now to be honest, since I'm shooting raw, I could recover a bunch of this shadows and some of these highlights, but not all of it. So what I'm going to do is come down to my film strip and select all 3 images. Now, an important component of this technique is my camera was on a tripod and I was using its timer. So the images didn't move from frame to frame. So now I can either right click on my images or go up to Photo and select Photo Merge HDR. You can see this new dialog box appears. Now, since I was on a tripod and I know my camera didn't move at all, I don't need any deghosting. What deghosting does is it erases parts of the images that don't match up correctly. Or if something in your image moved, you might get something called a ghost. This just helps deal with that. And you have a hierarchical rank of how strong this deghosting amount will be applied to your image. Now I select auto align and auto setting. Now I could also create a stack. I'll show you what a stack is in a minute. Now select merge. You see photo merge added to queue. Now you should see a new image appear here. Now what Lightroom did is it took components of all 3 images and merged them into this final image. Now you can actually see detail outside through this window. Now what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to bring that back even further. Bring back my whites and bring back the highlights further. Now you can actually see all the detail outside. But you see how much it revealed in the shadows on the desk? That's a pretty good exposure. Let's try one more. So I'm going to select these next 3 images. Again, you can see the outside window is overblown. And then the detail underneath here in the counter is a little blocked up. So I'm going to select all 3. This time I'm going to right click on my images. I'm going to select Photo Merge HDR. All right, this time let's select Create Stack. Auto Align, Auto Settings. I don't need any deghosting since nothing moved. I'm going to select Merge. Photo Merge is added to tasks. Now you may have noticed that the 3 images I initially had selected have disappeared. And now I have this number 5 image here in my film strip, but it has this icon in the top left corner with a number 4 in it in the squares. If I select that, you see 1 of 4. This is my new HDR image, and then these are the initial 3 images I used to combine to make that HDR image. So that's an image stack. All you do to reveal it, click on this icon in the top left corner of the thumbnail. I can also right click and select Unstack. And now all the images are sitting here. So here's my HDR image. And again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull back my highlights a bit to reveal a little bit more outside that window. Let's do one more, but let's do an exterior shot. So you can see I get a lot more detail in the shadows and in the sky because I'm bracketing. So I'm going to select all 3, right click, and select Photo Merge HDR. All right, I'm not going to create a stack this time. I'm just going to select Merge. All right, and there's my new image. You can see I now have a well-balanced image, a much broader dynamic range where you can see all the detail in the sky and on these columns, and then all the shadow detail here in the grass and on these rocks. All right, that's how you combine images in Lightroom Classic to create HDR imagery or imagery with broader dynamic range. If you have any questions about this technique, please let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.